What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video, and today got some nice pickups. Let's jump in and talk about it. Alright guys, so first up, I don't get a lot of console pickups. However, this one I couldn't resist on grabbing when I was at the store with my cousin. He also got the exact same bundle that I got. However, he got slightly different but similar. So I grabbed this nice matte black Slim 360. It has a 500 gig hard drive in here. I tore it fully apart, cleaned the shit out of it, dusted it out, put some Thermal Grizzly thermal paste in there, cleaned that up. It's running real crispy quiet. And then that also came with one plan charge kit, no battery, but with this you can essentially turn your controller into a wired controller. No more batteries, so I'm still good with that. And then it came with, well, I kind of bundled it together because I was like, come on, man, you don't need these. So not one, not two, but three official black wired controllers. However, two of them are missing the little doodad, the connector, adapter, whatever you want to call it. So it does kind of suck, but again, I tore all three of these apart. Soaked them in some soapy water overnight. Really cleaned up very well. All three of them do work if you plug in the adapter into all three. So you can buy the adapters online. So I'll just go ahead and buy those whenever I feel like it. But super happy to grab those. Me personally, I prefer playing with those controllers because one, it doesn't have the giant battery thing in the way. And then two, you don't have to waste money on batteries and changing them out all the time. So me personally, that's my preferred way to play 360 games. Plus, you can also just plug it straight into Steam, and Steam goes, hey, I know what this is, and then all your games just work with it. So I love the OG official 360 controllers. To me, they're just like a must. Next up, we got a game that I don't remember if I showed, but I don't think I did. I think I might have mentioned that it was coming in the mail, but I don't think I showed it. And that's Drakengard 3. Although maybe I did, I really don't remember. But regardless, my brother-in-law got me into the Nier games. And then I've already known that this was like the prequel to the whole series, but I had to grab it. This was sealed, and then I opened it. At some point in time, I'm going to play this, and then I guess after I play this, I'll probably try to track down Drakengard 1, beat that, and then eventually get Drakengard 2. I think going into the future, that's how I'm going to try to collect things, kind of like I did when I was like a little kid, and get the first game and then play the second one, then beat that and beat that and beat that, instead of just buying like a gazillion games and just never having time, and then the backlog gets bigger and bigger. I already beat Nier Replicant, had a good time with that. I would give it a solid 7.5 to maybe like almost an 8 out of 10. There were some things I didn't enjoy about it, but being if I played it on the 360 when it launched and or PS3, it might have been a higher score, but hold on about this. Excuse me. It might be a higher score, but playing it now, PS4 on my PS5, I enjoyed it a lot, but there was just a lot of things that I didn't enjoy about it. Some of the controls were a little jank and this and that. But again, I have to try to remember that it is an old game. But regardless, I don't remember if I showed this or not, but excited to give this a shot eventually. Up next, we got some PS5 shoot-em-ups. We got Hyper 5, pretty cool game. You can get this for about $30, Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, really anywhere. It's an East Asia self-published title. Good little shooter. Not the best, but also not the worst. For $30, physical shoot-em-up, pretty good price. Signy All Guns Blazing, published by Konami, not developed by them, but published by them. Really good looking game. Probably one of the better looking shoot 'em ups, I guess, at this point in time is this one. That's one of their two main appeals, is that it's like visually stunning, and then also their other claim to fame is that this is like, they want this to be the shoot 'em up that gets you into shoot 'em ups. So kind of cool. It's a good game. From what I played of both of these, I did enjoy what I played so far. Two more PS5 games, both still sealed. The first one here, I've owned it the day it came out and beat it within like 2 or 3 days because I was so excited to play it. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This is typically a $70 game, and for whatever reason, Best Buy dropped it all the way down to $20. It's still sealed. I already beat it. I'm going to open it up again and play it at some point. because I did really enjoy this one a lot, actually. It was visually just an eye-gasm, because everything on it was just so beautiful and colorful and just popped off the screen and everything, and the time warping and stuff and everything. This was a 10 out of 10 is what this was. So one cool thing, a helpful tip that I can give for anybody that does use Best Buy. I harp on Best Buy a lot. However, shameless plug, Dr. Pepper. Just kidding. I'm not big enough to be sponsored by them. But I do love a Dr. Pepper. Delicious. But yeah, the helpful tip for anybody that, collects games. Obviously, if you're watching this, you collect games. Specifically Best Buy, though. I leave a lot of shit in my cart for save for later. And then if you have the app, you'll get a notification as soon as it goes on sale. So if it's something you're like questioning, you're like, I want that, but that's a little too much. Put it in your cart, save it for later. You'll get a notification. That was $70, dropped down to $20. I was like, $50 savings? Yes, I will buy that. So just a helpful hint there. Now, next one here, PS5, also came out on the Series console and PC. It's not doing well, though. You guys got to get out there and support these games that you claim you want. I did. I bought it day one, full price at Best Buy, and picked it up. And I haven't opened it yet, but I still supported it because this is the kind of games that I do want, and I do want Square to make, and I do want Sony to like seek out studios to make these kind of games and whatnot. Visions of Mana. So this is getting the reviews from the big reviewers is like mediocre scores. They're saying it's like an okay game, but then user score wise, people are saying it's great. I've watched a lot of the reviews. I played the demo. To me, it looks like a solid 8 or a 9 out of 10. Like, it looks really good. It just looks like it's not trying to do anything crazy out of the ordinary, and it knows it's staying in its lane, and it knows what it is and what it wants to be. Very basic hack and slash RPG with a slightly decent-sized open world kind of thing going on. Nothing crazy huge, but it's a decent size. It's not like ridiculous Far Cry-sized big maps. So for me, I'm excited to eventually jump in and play that, but I wanted to support it day one with my cold hard cash, and then I know that Square, I guess, or not Square, Tencent shut down the developer who made this, but then Square published it. I don't know all the details to it, but regardless, they created this game. They spent a lot of years and a lot of love making this game, so don't let stupid Tencent discourage you from buying a game that somebody really spent time and effort making for you to enjoy. It was meant for you to enjoy it, not to be like angry about Tencent, which, yeah, it sucks that they fired all those people, but you win some, you lose some. All right, let's see here. We got 1, 2, we'll do... okay. So, GameStop Retro, we'll jump into that and talk about that real quick. So, where I live in Annapolis, Glen Burnie is the closest retro store. I frequently go there. I think I've been there 2 or 3 times now to look at their retro games. They do actually have a copy of Super Mario RPG SNES. It is a real copy. I did verify that by looking at it. They have it for, I think, $100, so it's an okay price. It's nothing like extraordinary. Like if it was like $50, that'd be a good price. I mean, I still have my childhood copy over here, so I don't really need it. But it's just been kind of chilling there. That and another one that kind of stood out to me was a complete in box copy of Phantom Hourglass DS for $42 if you're the Pro member. So I looked it up on eBay. It's really still just on par with eBay. But it is complete in box, and you can pick it up locally. So, so at least with my GameStop, their retro section is literally a little glass container like this for, I guess, cartridge games. Double stacked, probably about yay high, and just like that. It's the one that they typically keep like the DS games and the 3DS games in. It probably got repurposed into just all the cartridges, is basically what happened. There's a bunch of DS games. There's a couple Game Boy games in there. Some DS games. Complete in box, too. There was Mario Kart DS in there. There was a couple other random things in there. Nothing super spectacular though. So I don't know if people are just hitting it left and right or if they're just not getting in the supply. I don't know. Then they separately also have a Wii, Wii U, PS3, 360, OG Xbox. I think there was a couple PS2 games and PS3 if I did or didn't say that. Obviously, you know that I was looking for the OG and 360 stuff. So I did nab 2 games. First one here is Forza 2. I need this for multiple videos actually. But then also like I just wanted to re-get this into my collection. 664 was the price of this one. Not a bad price for an old ass racing game that has like 6 iterations after it. So it's not like anyone's like out there collecting this other than weirdos like me. But complete in box. And for me, Forza 2 holds the most memories with me because this is the one I played online the most. I played Forza 3 a lot as well. I played this one online the most. Played Forza 3 single player the most. Then I played Forza 4 a lot with my cousin online. And then for me personally, everything after Forza 4, motorsports wise, has sucked ass because they don't ever include a lot of cars. They don't include a lot of tracks. They just make you fucking buy everything. Microsoft thinks they're slick. They try to play the nice guy. They think they're all slick. And Microsoft has fucking bamboozled all you Xbox fanboys nowadays. You have been fucking bamboozled. Go buy this for $6.64. Put it in your Xbox. See how many cars are on the disc. See how many tracks are on the disc. Versus installing Forza 7 right now off of Game Pass. And you're going to be like, damn, they really are ripping us off. Just saying. Throw that over there. The other game I did get was Call of Duty 3 for the 360. Not exclusive. Also on the PS3 and the Wii even, I think. I really like Call of Duty 2, 3, and World at War are really my more preferred campaigns to go back and play. I think they're very timeless and very just... The design of the levels was very good. This was still when all the Call of Duty original people were still making all the games. And the ideas were fresh and still coming in. And the level design was just good. And it was very linear and basic. And it was just like a good FPS game. Like it wasn't crazy like they are now. Like they were just solid games. That was $10. So it's still not a bad price. Then we got, let's see, we got this one, and then these 2 from Amazon, and then those. Alright, so this one I got at the store that I've been going to a lot lately. This looks like a butt cheeks ass game. It's an OG Xbox game. This game looks like butt cheeks. It looks very late life N64 graphics, because it probably started out its life as an N64 game. And that being Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Paid $50 for this one. Typically goes for $60, so a little bit of a discount. It is nice and complete in box. I did play through 3 of the levels so far. They actually take roughly about 20 to 30 minutes to play, which to me is kind of the perfect length. As an adult, I can like come home, make dinner, clean it up, eat it, clean it, go take a shower, hop down on the couch, play a little game for like 30 minutes, and then kind of unwind and then go to sleep. And it's kind of nice that I can just like go play like a little level and like not have to be overly consumed by like an hour and a half tutorial and an hour and a half to get to the next checkpoint, and then you can't turn the console off until you get to the next checkpoint or save point and all that shit. So like this is really a good pick up and play kind of game, and I really like that. It's got 60 or 70 levels? 60 levels, but then you can play as each of the 4 different, classic Gauntlet characters, and then you can do different colors and stuff. Not that that really affects anything, but so really it's kind of an endless, not endless, but like a very variety of play styles for the game, being 4 characters and this and that, and then like co-op and everything too. Choice game here. I really like it. I want to get the Gauntlet 7 Sorrows game as well, which actually does graphically look pretty well. So I'm excited to grab that one after I beat this one. Let's see here. Then we got these 2. Alright, so these I got off of Amazon's Renewed program. This game is starting to creep up in price. I haven't heard anybody mention it yet, so I'll be that guy and mention it. It's not like over 20 yet. It's about 20, 25 at this current moment in time. I could foresee this going up in price because, one, I never see it in stores. That's why I had to buy it on Amazon. And then, two, you can go look at pricecharting.com. The price has slowly started to go up. I never see this game in stores. It is an exclusive. Microsoft owns this IP. However, I don't know that they ever made any of them, but they own the IP, that's for sure. That being Amped 3. Cool little game here, snowboarding game. I've never played the third one. I need to play it and give my thoughts on it. I've played the first two, but there's like 10 or less copies on eBay right now, and then I personally have never seen this in a store in many, 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 many years. So I don't think it's rare that it's like rare, but I think it's rare in the sense that this came out in... Really? There's not going to be a year on the back here? Oh, this is a 2005 game. So this might have even been a launch title. So that might be why it's uncommon, because maybe they just didn't make a lot of them. So I guess this might have been a launch title now that I think about it. Maybe, or very close to launch then. Launch window, maybe? Well, no, because they launched in November. So this was a 2005 launch title, then it had to have been. So I definitely would grab that soon if you see it, if you do want it. And then up next here, we got a game that Fancy Action Now showed off on his channel. And I was like, man, you would show that. I got to get that again. Mayhem for the 360, also on the PS3. Complete. But this is complete because it even has the stupid glasses. So this is one of the few games that had the 3D aspect in it with the additional glasses. I had to find a copy that had these because it feels incomplete without them. So I knew I had to get those. They're still sealed. I don't know that I want to open them or not. Although this is a fun game, but I've never played it with the 3D glasses. So maybe to get the full experience, I need to do that. Up next here, we've got 3 out of 4 games because one of them I had to send back to the guy, and he actually just got the shipping notification now. It's already sent back out, so I'll just tell you what the other one was. Bought 4 games from this site I've been buying. He's down in Georgia, and I've been buying games from him all year. And one of these 4 games was kind of crusty, so I emailed him. I was like, hey man, I've spent a lot of money with you this year. I think I've done 500 to 700 with him this year. A lot of 360 and OG Xbox games have been bought from him this year. So I was like, look man, clearly you see I keep coming back to your website. Can you do something about this game? And he goes, yeah, I've actually got another copy of it. And that game was Castlevania Curse of Darkness for the OG Xbox. So he's sending me out another copy. The one he sent me, at least he claims it was one of his employees, was that it was all water damaged. Like the insert, the manual, and then the disc just looked like a cat orgy had happened on it. And I was like, man, this is not cool, man. I spent way too much money on your website to be receiving something like this in the mail. And he was like, all right, I'll make it right. So first up here is a game that Tyler Stevenson he's always talking about it, and he's always just saying it's such a cool game, and I've always wanted to try it. However, whenever I find it in a store, physical store, it's always way too much money, and I just never bit the bullet. However, on this website, the guy has his games priced very fairly, and I don't know how he affords to do it. He either bought them a long time ago, or he's just really trying to undercut the competition. But Cold Fear, complete in box, nice copy, really nice copy actually. Really excited to play this. One thing, so I did kind of some research on this game because I was curious to learn more about the game. This was in development at the same time as Resident Evil 4. So a lot of people will sit there and say that they copied Resident Evil 4 because it has the laser sight on the end of the pistol and this and that. But they were both in active development at the same time. So how could it have copied it if they were both in development at the same time? For me, I don't think they did. I think they just both kind of had the same idea at the exact same time, is at least what I think happened. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Regardless, I'm very excited to give this a shot. It looks really good. And actually, now that I was looking at the back here in a second, This actually has 720p on it for the Xbox. So this game probably looks will probably look phenomenal on my FrameMeister. So I'm definitely excited to give this one a shot. This is on my short list to play soon. We'll go with this one next. This is a game that I've desperately been trying to find in the store, but again, it must be a popular title and I just never see it, and that being Wolfenstein. This is from Raven Software at Activision. Yeah, they're at Activision now, right? Yeah. Why is this? So it owns that. I guess Raven is owned by Activision, but then id owns Wolfenstein, and then now they're obviously all owned by Microsoft. I don't know how all this worked back in the day with licensing and this and that, but really wanted to grab a copy of this and play it. Again, this is one of those titles that I think is going to go up shortly in time. I just never see it a lot, so for me, I think this is kind of one of those ones that might go up in due time, just because it's a cool game. So I'm excited to give that one a shot, and I never see it anywhere. Up next here, again, this was another one that Fancy Action Now was showing on his channel. I was like, man, I got to grab that. The Saboteur, and then this, I had to get it, and actually I'm kind of lucky that it had this in the box, but he showed it off in his with all the little extra goodies that come in the box or whatever with the manual. This has got like the mobile phone thing here for any of you younger guys. This is like a flip phone game. When did this even come out? This came out, what year was this? Let me see. Pull this sticker off the back. 2009. So yeah, that was pre-iPhone time. This says play now. Text Sean to 46966. It's kind of funny that flip phone games were a thing. And then this is an actual activation code, which this wouldn't work even if it was unused because it's 360. This gives you a digital titty show in the game, or did give you a digital titty show in the game. So kind of funny and cool to have that in the box with it. So super excited about that as well. Always wanted to try that game because it's like you're in, I guess you're in occupied France during World War II. The game's black and white, and then when you free an area, it becomes colored again, which is kind of a very unique concept. That was Pandemic Games. Now, you know, in typical DGC fashion, I always have to save something spicy for the end. Let me grab a quick sip of my Dr. Pepper. Pinky's out for the pepper. I do love me some Dr. Pepper. Now, as I said, and as you're aware, if you're subscribed, you should be if you're not, I always save something cool for the end, or at least I typically try to. This very well might be one of the rarer 360 games now. There is one on eBay right now for $500, and it is sealed, just like this one. I have been desperately looking for this all year, for a nice copy of this, new or open. I didn't care, but I knew that I had to add it to the collection because it is an exclusive to the 360, and I had to grab it, and that being the limited edition for Deadfall Adventure. This is incredibly rare, and I had no idea until I sought it out to figure out all the exclusives, and then all the exclusives that have a limited edition. That's what I'm going for. I'm getting all the limiteds that exist for the exclusives. I'm not going to go for like the Mega Halo box. As cool as they are, I just don't have room for it, so I'll get all the ones that are like this size. To me, this is the perfect size limited edition. Doesn't take up a ton of room, still looks cool, gives you some goodies, whatever. This is still sealed. I don't have my pocket knife. I was going to make a joke and pretend to open it. This goes for a lot of money. So I don't know that I'm going to open it. Plus, I already own it digitally on my 360 because they gave it away with gold many years ago, so I already own it digitally. And I even have it on PC, I think I got for free as well. But Deadfall Adventures, this is incredibly rare, the limited edition. This came out in 2013, yep. So this was very likely the last limited edition that might have even come out on the 360, or one of the last ones, that's for sure. it's a decent, graphically a very good looking game. I haven't actually played it yet. I don't know a ton about it. It's like an FPS game for the most part. I think it might be a little Indiana Jonesy, if I'm not mistaken, just from the looks of it, the vibe that it's given me. This doesn't really come with that much cool crap, to be honest with you, but for the price I paid and for the price that I think this is worth, I don't know, kind of couldn't resist, and like I already knew that I wanted it and kind of needed it for video's sake. Whenever the 360 exclusive videos do happen, which will obviously be after the OG Xbox videos happen, which we're going to talk about in a sec, this will be in the D section of the alphabet, and maybe it'll get opened. Maybe it'll get opened on camera. Maybe you guys can watch me open a $500 sealed game on camera. Maybe I'll do it. I already opened Steel Battalion, unboxed that, didn't give a shit, still have it. There's the only unboxing of Steel Battalion on YouTube from your boy. I did that for the world. I unboxed it on camera. So one other thing I wanted to talk about was the OG Xbox exclusive list. No, I have not stopped. Well, unintentionally have stopped, and I'll tell you why. So the place that I've been getting, some of these games locally recently, they also have that badass disc cleaner that's like a giant rectangle, and it's got like the door that like hydraulically folds down. I forget who makes that, but they're like $5,000. So like you really only have that if you're a game store. So I took 4 games out of the N&O stack. Out of that 4, 2 of them were working, but they looked like shit. So I was like, whatever, I'm going there anyway. 2 of the other games, which are actually sequels to each other, do not work at all. Well, they do work. They both boot up into Xbox, but then they don't actually play. So I was like, well, let me get them resurfaced. With that being said, one game was sealed. I opened it maybe a year or 2 ago. Then that game had disc rot. And then I bought another used copy. And then now when I went to record the videos, that very used copy didn't work. So I've owned 1 copy, 2 copy, and then now I'm about to buy a 3rd copy of it because it still doesn't work even after resurfacing it. And the disc looks good. It just does not fucking work. I don't know why. And then the first game in that series also will now be the 3rd or 4th version of that game that I'm going to have to buy. So I think that they're just shitty pressings of these discs. Because my Xbox works just fine with like any other game that I put in it. It's just these 2 games, for some reason, they just always don't work. So that's what's been holding that up. I really have been recording the gameplay for it. I swear I have been. And then also the other thing that's kind of been holding that episode up is with the N episode, obviously there's a lot of NFL, NBA, NHL, and sports games in general for the alphabet list. I'm not a sports guy. I'm a fucking nerd and a video game guy. Mario sports games is one thing, and Dreamcast, because Dreamcast, everything's good on the Dreamcast. But OG Xbox sports games, they're not really my cup of tea, so I've just been kind of dragging my feet on that. The list is still coming. I promise it is. I'm ordering the games as soon as I get done finishing this video and editing it, sending it, whatever. I'm going to order these 2 more discs again for the 3rd time. Hopefully they'll be good this time so that I can make this goddamn episode. But yeah, so that's what's going on with that. They are coming. It is happening. Peace out for now, guys. Catch you next week. Hopefully it'll be out next week.
Come here, you mother...